Hi again, and welcome to It's Not Rocket Science 5 Questions Over Coffee. I'm here today with Joseph Hadaway. Joseph does personalized financial coaching and planning. So, this is going to be really an interesting discussion. I think it's on everybody's minds at the moment. We're all worrying about how we're going to manage our finances in the future. Joseph's going to give us all those great tips. So, hi, Joseph. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for having me on, Stuart.
No problem at all, sir. So tell me, what's the problem that most of the people you're dealing with meet when you first get involved with them?
Definitely the problem everyone faces at first is just really where to begin on getting their finances in order. Definitely here in the US, and I've heard in other countries as well, personal finance is not taught at all in, your K through 12 schooling, your primary schooling. And even in most cases, if, go on, get a college degree, a personal finance class is not required. So many people come out of school, out of college, get their first job, second job, and however on, have no idea how to budget, no idea how to invest in the stock market, don't really know good debt, bad debt. Why can't I just charge everything to my credit card? They need help getting some of the terminology and really just knowing where to start.
Yeah, schools are great for teaching us quadratic equations, but not what real maths does, eh? Yeah.
Amen to that. I don't think I've used the quadratic equation once since high school.
So what's the sort of thing that most of these people do without help, which gets them or doesn't get them out of trouble?
Let's see here. Most people, I would definitely say, they don't budget, to say the least, is where it comes down to, and that's not for lack of trying, more so lack of knowledge. And if you don't know where your money's going, or you don't track it, you don't know where it's going, and then you can't really control it, which usually leads on to credit card debt or debt that stays on for years, a lot of debt. And then, you get upper in age, you get to your 50s, 60s looking to retire, and suddenly you don't have enough money because you didn't really invest enough, or you didn't know how much you were supposed to invest. And it compounds and it snowballs.
Yeah, compounds is a great word in that case, isn't it? Because the earlier you get these things sorted out, the more time you've got to sort it, but also the interest of savings and planning that builds and builds and builds. So, I'm always talking to youngsters who are thinking, retirement's years and years and years away. The sooner you plan, the sooner you get into it, the less you have to do. It does it all for you. You just don't have to spend a lot of time worrying.
Oh yeah, like Einstein said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. The more time you can leave your money in the market to sit, the better.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely right. He was a wise man. He knew a thing or two.
oh yeah, that's for sure.
So tell me, Joseph, you've got a great landing page, which I'm just showing on the screen now, which is at hadawayfinance.com/landing page. What's on the landing page? What is it there that you think would be of a great use to the audience watching at the moment?
So your landing page is my just kind of introduction to the website. We'll get you into my full website. But the main link on there that I recommend to everyone is my free resources tab. And my main free resource being I have a bit of a budgeting, investing, debt payoff template. It's the exact same template that I use for myself, and I've been using for myself for several years now. And it's the exact same template I bring up to my clients when I do coaching calls or coaching sessions. And, I feel, and I've heard from others, it's, intuitive enough to figure out. I've left some instructions on there, but it is completely free. And in my opinion, several people's opinion, I'm willing to even call it a fact. Budgeting is your first step toward financial independence.
Yeah,
and my tracker can definitely, it's a broad base, but it can definitely get you started.
Yeah, it's a great tip. You're absolutely right. Budget is the key thing. If you're a business owner as well, the first thing that I actually say to people is, well, what are you budgeting to spend on something? And the answer is often such answers as, well, we haven't really done a budget. Well, how can you even know whether or not you're going to be successful if you don't actually try and budget? You don't decide what money you're going to spend on things. If you don't know how much money you've got, how much you spend on a car, much do you spend on this, it all just becomes guesswork, and then you suddenly find you've run out before you've started.
That's an absolutely great way of putting it too. I think I said this earlier. If you're not tracking it, you can't control it because you don't know where it's going.
Yeah, absolutely right. Okay, so was there a particular book or concept which really sort of brought you to the realization of how budgeting was so important to you and your clients?
Oh yeah, definitely. The first person to help me out, the first person to get me listening is Dave Ramsey. Of course, got a great podcast, I think like number 2, 3 in the world. And on top of that, his book, The Total Money Makeover. My preachings aren't exactly the same as Dave's, but he'll definitely get you started. He's definitely great for helping people, and he's done quite a lot. And as I got a little more into it, I also highly recommend. I can never remember the name of the book. It's The Millionaire Barber or The Rich Barber. It's by David Chilton.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal book, budgeting, investing, and it tells it all in a story type, so it never gets boring to read.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to get some of those stories out, particularly if you're going to be dealing with sort of younger people, just coming out of the colleges. They need books that are sort of going to be easily digestible only, and that I think is a really good one to recommend, because you need that sort of story format, don't they?
Oh, 100%. It's extremely easy to read and provides great tips. I mean, whether you're a barber or you're a doctor, you need a budget, you need to invest all the same.
Yeah, terrific stuff. Joseph, this has been good, great start to our budgeting discussion, but I guess there's a particular question right at the moment that you're itching for me to ask you. And, as I always say in these things, I've asked the 4 questions before now. I now need to take a break and sit back. So what's that 5th question you would have liked me to have asked you whilst we've been talking that you're really itching? And then, obviously, once you've asked the question, the easy thing for me to do is make sure that you answer it as well.
Oh yeah, of course. I get this question asked a lot to myself in interviews and even just one-on-ones with clients. What separates me and other people such as myself from online, from I guess kind of like your r/Reddit Wall Street bets kind of people. And the difference is myself and several other people in my local community, or not local, excuse me, online community. We do this all day. We legitimately want what is best for you and what is best for your money, and we try to share advice that works on a broad-based level.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike some other people who may not be as qualified, whether that be through degrees, experience, work, whatever it may be, who end up on, say, Reddit or like a Facebook group and are chasing your meme stocks and your meme coins. They're chasing a meme. They don't really have your best interest at heart, nor do they have the same experience that someone like myself and several other in our community do.
Yeah, it's an interesting point you bring up there, which is, sometimes you don't know online exactly what they're trying to push and why they're trying to push it. And, that can lead you to me making some fairly risky decisions based upon no real evidence, isn't it? That's the thing which you've got to be so careful to avoid nowadays, is just chasing after that thing that you think sounds good, but hey, how do you tell the rubbish from the not rubbish? How are you sure? It's only by getting some really trusted information from some trusted people that are trying their best to get the word out for working for you, which is going to help you sort of grow your capital.
Oh yeah, definitely agree there. And I think, separating the rubbish and the not rubbish is an absolutely perfect way of putting it. Because I mean, like personally, the only product I'm pushing is myself. Whatever you invest in is all on you. I see no kickbacks from that.
And you're doing it because you've got that inside, that knowledge that you've brought from your professional life, which actually makes sure that people are making the right sort of decisions for their money.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I've got several years experience in this and doing nothing but sitting down and helping clients. I tell people I'm here for a purpose, not for a profit. And that purpose is to help you win with your money.
I love that message. That's a terrific one. Joseph, this has been really great. Thank you so much for spending a bit of time with us.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for having me on.
No problem at all. Listen, everybody, I'm just going to suggest to you that if you would like to be able to sort of see the information that people like Joseph bring to us here at It's Not Rocket Science, 5 Questions Over Coffee, if you get onto this newsletter list, you will get notifications not only when these come out, but also you'll be able to see the results of it when they're broadcast as our podcast. So I'm really encourage you to get onto tca.fyi/subscribe. Also rate and rate us in the Apple Store and subscribe to us there. Joseph, thank you so much for being with us today. Really appreciate it very much. I hope you have a really great time.
Same to you. Thank you for having me on.
No problem at all.